Hello, welcome to Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft. This is Richard, and it's still the first week. Is it still the first week of March? Yes, still within the first week of March, and I'm getting ready for fishing. So I am going to create some aids in doing this. Now, I've already created this one. Then this is just some cordage glued to a bottle, and then with some fishing line going from the lid all the way down, and then there's this little piece of piece of wood here that has line wrapped around it so that I can extend this as far as I want. And then there's a swivel, a hook and sinker on it down here, and I have some catfish bait on it. And then this is stored into a little plastic bag. Now, I've decided that I'm going to do the line a little bit differently on these next ones that I do. I'm not going to use this wooden toggle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole here. I'm going to take the line and put it through here, and I'm going to use my plastic bag cordage. I'm going to use that for the tie off. And then when I unscrew this and drill the hole, instead of extending the line out here, what I'm going to do is I'll put the excess amount of line inside the bottle, and then I'm going to place a split shot sinker, say that 3 times, a split shot sinker inside and lock it off right here so that it holds it at the exact depth that I want the line. And if I want to change the depth, I unscrew it, and then I can move the sinker inside the bottle to the depth that I want. I think that will work better for me. So we're going to do it that way. I don't know what made me think of that. I was thinking about how I could do this one better, or at least different, to make it work better for me. And for some reason that slip shot sinker came into mind, and that's how it is. Okay, so what we're going to be using today are bottles. I have 3. So I'm going to use these 3 bottles. I have 3 swivels because I love using swivels. I have 3 hooks, different sizes. I think this is the longest one. And I'm going to use 2 sinkers. One for outside the bottle to keep the bait down, and one on the inside to keep the line in. And let's see here, some E6000 glue to seal off the top part here. And I'm not sure whether I won't be able to use one here because I need to be able to slide the line. So there'll be a hole in here large enough for the line to slide in and out, and inside will be the slit shot sinker. I got to come up with a different say that, because inside here. So, and if there's water that gets inside here, it doesn't really matter, but there shouldn't be a lot. I think I showed you all for that project. Now, here's another project that I have, and I can't remember how long this cordage is, but I knew at one point. It's just my plastic bag cordage. And what I did was I wove a piece of fishing line with a sinker, swivel, and hook into the cordage about a foot or so that it stays there. So it's woven into the cordage all the way up into here. And this way I can throw this line out, and then I can tie this off somewhere, and it acts as a left alone fishing line, and I don't have to use so much fishing line to to fish with this. Even though I've got tons of fishing line, there's no reason for me to use all the fishing line when I have this cordage. And I still have not used this cordage in real life, so I'm not 100% sure how water is going to treat it. I still haven't done my little experiment and tossed a piece of this into some water just to see how water reacts to it. I think I'll do that today, and we'll do a small little video of that today so we can see. I shouldn't even start building these with this cordage until I know for sure that this is going to be able to survive water. But it is plastic. I don't see how it would, the water would damage it in any way, shape, or form. So we're just going to make an assumption, which you should never do, that this is going to work. So I do have a little zip tie on there that keeps all this cordage together. And just so I don't have to keep finagling, I'm going to go ahead and cut that zip tie off just like such. There we go. And then that will give me the line that I'm going to need for the tie off. And I'm not quite sure how much cordage I'm going to use. Probably, let's say 6 to 9 feet. We'll go 9 feet because I'd rather have more than less. So I'm going to go get a yardstick. I'll be right back. Okay, here is the yardstick, and I'm just going to measure 3, 6, and roughly 9 feet. Doesn't have to be exact. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off right there. Put a little knot in it. Well, actually, I'm going to wait to put the knot in it until I push it through. That way, that should stay. I'll put the knot in it after I push it through. So I'm going to make 2 more of these, and I'll get right back with you. Let's see here. Let's get down here. There we go. According to my wraps, I should wrap it around my hand 10 times, and that should be sufficient for the 9 feet. So that should be about 9 feet right there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut that off right there. Tie that back off. There we go. That's what we got left. Let's just measure and see how close I got. 3, 6. Oh, look at that. Oh, right at the knot. So there we go. 10 wraps is about 9 feet. So that was close. Now all we need to do is wrap this up. There we go. Let's see here. We just need to put holes in the bottom of the cap and in the bottom of the actual container. So let's do that, and I'm gonna go get something that'll make a nice hole without having to do too much force. I'll get right back with you. So I got a pair of pliers. I have a screw, which I'm gonna hold with the pliers, and I just have a lighter, and I'm just gonna try to heat this tip up just enough to where I can stick it through the plastic and get a nice decent sized hole. Let's see how that works. Not quite hot enough. We'll give it some more. We'll give it some time. I'll get back with you here in a few minutes and see how that worked. Oh, that's starting to, there it is. There, it went through. It's starting to make a little hole. A little bit longer and I think it'll work. I'll get back with you when I get all three of these done. So I've got the holes. There's a hole there. And there's a hole there, and on each one of them is the same, just like that. Now, I am using Zebco Omniflex monofilament fishing line, 6-pound test, and I'm going to, I think I'm going to do about 6 feet, or maybe 9. Might as well do 9. You never know, I might get into a deep area. I'm going to do 9 feet. Fishing line for each one of these, so we're going to do the same thing. I don't know whether or not, there we go. Let's just get 9 feet of this 3 times and we will cut that. We got 3, 6, and there's about 9 right there. Bingo bango. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 wraps for the fishing line. Get about 9 feet. So let's get the other 2 done and I'll get right back with you. So we're going to take one of the bottles, unscrew it, and again, like I said, there's a hole in the lid and there's a hole in the bottom of the, there we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our cordage, I'm going to run it down from the outside through the bottle, pull it through, and we're just going to give this a couple decent knots. I'll do one more, maybe 2. That one didn't take. There we go. There we are. So we do about 3 decent knots in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with this E6000 glue. Get a decent amount on there, probably more than I need, but I'm one of those people that prefer to put more than needed just to make sure. Now I'm going to pull it back through and up into the bottle and then turn it upright so that the glue will dry and hopefully help seal. And I'm just going to wrap this cordage for now around the bottle just to kind of give it a little bit of tightness on there and get the cordage out of my way, just like so. There we go. Yes. Tuck it underneath there. There we go. So now the string is taut there. The glue will dry, and then when the glue dries, I'll go ahead and put some on the outside, but for now I'm just going to put this lid back on it. Make sure there's no glue on there. Let me grab a paper towel real quick. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that there's no glue on the lid area, because I'm going to have to remove the lid from time to time if I want to change the depth of the fishing line. Now before, I didn't have any problems with that because I glued the lid actually onto it, but I'm going to do it a little differently this time. So we're not going to glue that lid on there. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to leave that lid off of this one. It seems there's a little bit of glue there. But anyway, I'm going to set these up. I'm going to let them dry, and when we get that done, I'll get right back with you. So here are the 4 bottles that I've done, and the glued them from the inside. Now glue them on the outside, so the cordage is attached to them. So we're going to let them sit here for a little while to make sure that the glue takes and doesn't interfere with the rest of it. And let's move on to the other spot over here in the front room here, the dining room, and I'll show you the rest of the setup. So we got all that done. We're gonna let those sit over there and dry. I didn't show you me doing this, but I mean, it's just tying a swivel onto the line, adding a hook and a sinker. And I've got 4 of these, and like I said, the fishing line is about 9 feet long. And when we get to the rest of it, I'll show you. We're just going to shove most of the cordage up into the bottle through the hole. I'm going to have a split shot sinker. I said it the first time without any problem. And that's going to be on the inside, which is going to determine the depth at which the line goes. And anytime I want to change the depth, I'll just unscrew the cap and just move this slip shot. And when we get to all that, I'll get back with you. I'm going to go ahead and let that stuff dry for a couple hours, and we'll see what we get when we get there, and we will continue just like. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and number 4. We got them all set up. Now all we're going to do is we're going to take the fishing line. We'll get to the end of it here. Eventually we will place it into the cap. And then all I'm going to do is make sure, let's see, where are we going to do it here? Let's see here. We'll just start out just to keep it decent. Well, you know what? Let me go get my yardstick. Got the yardstick here. Let's leave there we go. We'll put the hook about 6 inches. I think that would be, yeah, that'd be pretty good. So we'll give it about 6 inches. And then we'll put our split shot on here. Lock it down. And then all we're going to do is roll up our fishing line once again. Just like so. We'll place that into the bottle. With the split shot in there, and then we'll close it off, and right there. And then the split shot will help keep this, when it gets dropped into the water, it'll help keep it buoyant like that, so it'll float this direction. Then I've got 6 inches or so. Let's see if how close we are. It goes down about 7.5 inches. And we're going to use one of these small Dollar Tree Sure Fresh portion packs and place the hook and sinker into that and lock it off. There we go. So there's no chance of getting stuck with it. And there we go. We're going to tighten this up a tad bit. There we go. And here is a portable fishing kit. So when we use it, just bait the hook, undo the line, throw it in the water, and it'll sit there and float. And I can adjust the depth by adjusting the split shot inside there, and we're good to go. I think I like this. So there's one. We're going to do the other 3 the same way, and I'll get back with you. Okay, so here's the one that I made originally. Now this has some cordage, some decent cordage as the line. It's really long. Of course, the nice little bottle. I think nope, okay, it's not glued on. Okay, but I glued a piece of wood in there, and this allows it to not move up and down. But the way that I had it originally set up was this line here can be adjusted on the outside to roll up or go down. But I don't like that as much as I like the way I came up with. So what I'm going to have to do is dig that out and redo it to the way I'm doing this one. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll get right back with you. Alright, so digging out the piece of wood with the tape, or not tape but glue. There we go. So there's that. So let's go ahead and get that cut off. Like that. And pull that out. There we go. Now, as I said before, this was the way I originally had it so that I could adjust it. But while I was doing it, I was trying to think of a better way of doing it. There we go. So we're going to have to get this. I'm going to pull all this line off of this piece of wood here. See if I can get it off without jacking up messing it up too bad. We're about to see. I got it on there pretty good, don't I? There we go. Alright. There it is. Oh. There we go. There we are right there. So we'll see if we can't get this unraveled without causing too much fuss, but I think there's already a knot here. I might be able to get it out. I hope so, because it's the only one. So I'm going to work on this, try to get this apart without tearing it up, and I'll get right back with you. Well, I worked on it for a little while, then I decided it'd probably be best just to get some more line. So we're going to do that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to thread it through that hole in the lid. There we go. And we'll get about 9 feet. There we go. What I'm going to do is put the split shot back on. Let's use, I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll use this one here for the inside. There we go. We'll go ahead and shove that down in there. There we go. With the split shot. Bingo bango. Tighten that up. Decent. Alrighty. There we go. And from here we will cut it off about yay much. Just like that. Go ahead and attach our hook. If I can do it without my glasses on. Yeah, I did. Alright. Put my favorite knot in it. Again, let's see if I can do this without my glasses. Nice. Alright. And we'll put our sinker on. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Hey, it's about 7 inches too. Wow, amazing. And we'll put it back into our safety baggie so that it don't get hooked and it doesn't get messed up. That's it. There we go. Yeah, that was pretty quick. And there we are. So now I have this one set up the same way as the others. I've got my line inside, which will allow me about 9 feet in depth. We have the sinker that is determining the depth at which I'm fishing, and then we have the sinker on a leader, and there's a hook inside that bait right there. And there we go. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's get my line taken care of. Make sure we always get everything in its place and not have it laying around. You never know, you're going to get attacked by hornets and need to run. So let's see here. I probably should wrap that up like I did the others. I think I'll do that. I'll get right back with you. So we have it set. I can't remember. I think this is like 50 feet. I think it's, I can let this float a long ways. But anyway, there's 9 feet of fishing line in there. So this is number 1. Got number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So we have 5 of those. Stick them in a little bag and we're good to go. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to grab one here out of the closet. Let's hold on a second and I'll get that. So here's the bag. I like this black one. Where did we get this? Hold on a second. Please return to a participating store for recycling. Well, I'd recycle it, but I don't know where I got this black bag. I'm trying to think. Maybe it was at the video store. I think it might have been at the video store that Jaden and I went to. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and that would make some really cool cordage. I'm going to go ahead and put these in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I also have this, which is my other fishing line that I braided some spider wire into the making of the plastic bag cordage. Like I said, it's about a foot or so in. I braided it into the line, so I have about 50 or 60 feet of fishing capability, but I only used 3 feet of fishing line. So we're going to go ahead and set this. Let's get that hook back in the plastic bag line. There we go. So that's set up really nice. I'm going to stick that in here as well. And there's potentially 5 different fishing spots right there, or more really. I've got that other line, so there's 6 in there. 6 potential fishing spots right there.